Welcome and thank you for tuning in. Following what felt like a seemingly endless international break, Liverpool FC was finally back in action today, taking on Arsenal on the road and winning 3-0. The first half was largely a frustrating performance for both sides in this match. It really felt like a first match back from the international break. Neither team really creating a sumptuous chance. But in the second half, Diogo Jota delivered a man-of-the-match performance off the bench, bagging a brace and really delivering the goods when Liverpool needed it to keep pace in the top four race. Chelsea did Liverpool a favor earlier in the day by losing to West Brom 5-2, and with this win, Liverpool are now only 2 points off the top four race. So as difficult as this season has been for Liverpool, with all of the struggles, still a 6-match losing streak at Anfield and the Premier League ongoing, the Reds are still very much in the thick of it when it comes to finishing in the top four, and this season is a wonderful example of how sometimes fourth is the new first. Liverpool finishing in the top four would feel like a trophy. And yes, that is something that someone who supports a small club would say, but guess what? Small clubs do not win the Champions League 6 times, and Liverpool are still in the Champions League this season. So Liverpool could be back in the Champions League next season with a top four finish, or winning the Champions League. Winning the Champions League is not out of the question, but that is besides the point. The point here is that Diogo Jota is an absolute stud, and if he was fit this entire season, there is no question Liverpool would not have suffered the awful drop in form that they had to deal with before he returned back to the lineup. Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane both had their moments of brilliance at times. Of course, Salah scored the second goal for the Reds, and he had a very nice performance, but both Salah and Sadio still have a ways to go to get back to their very best. They're not out of form to the degree that Bobby Firmino is. Of course, that is part of the reason why he was subbed off for Jota. But make no mistake, Firmino still has a wonderful record against Arsenal. I'm sure that was part of Jurgen Klopp's thinking in terms of picking him to lead the line in this match. But even more so, to be brutally honest, it was the decision to put Firmino over Jota, I think, was largely because, hey, guess what? Liverpool play Real Madrid 48 hours after the kickoff of today's match. So very quick turnaround. Obviously super important to have Jota fit, fresh, and ready to go against Real Madrid on the road in the first leg of the Champions League quarterfinals. And I'm not sure if this statistic is correct. Feel free to correct me in the comments. But my understanding is that Jota has scored 5 goals in his last 3 games between club and country. He is Portugal's best footballer. He's better than Ronaldo, better than Bruno Fernandes. Case closed. Diogo Jota is the best Portuguese footballer, hands down. Trent Alexander-Arnold had a very nice performance in this game. Not the true domineering performance that perhaps we were hoping for, coming off of Gareth Southgate's inexplicable snub, dropping TAA from the English national team lineup. But he had a nice performance. I certainly hope that Ozan Kabak's substitution late on was not injury related. But look, the midfield in this game is not one we're going to see in the Champions League. Milner, Fabinho, Thiago, a very defensively oriented midfield. Of course, that team selection did not come back to bite Liverpool in this match, but there were times when, of course, it was lacking a little bit of creativity and bringing that end product to the front three. But I think Thiago will absolutely gain an immense level of confidence when he has Fabinho partnering with him, because Thiago, in many situations throughout the season, has tried to be a defensive midfielder, which is simply something that he's not. When Fabinho's in the lineup, Thiago has felt compelled to make some really rash and poorly timed challenges, and when he has the confidence of knowing that the best defensive midfielder in the world has his back, I'm sure that will do so much for his confidence moving forward. James Milner not only did a great job in midfield, but also dropping back to left back once Andy Robertson was subbed off. Major tip of the cap to Alisson Becker for keeping a clean sheet, even with that Pablo Escobar-esque mustache, and then Nathaniel Phillips and Kabak once again keeping a clean sheet. Great to see, and all in all, a terrific 3 points for Liverpool coming off of the international break. Thank you so much for tuning in, and if you've watched for this long, you might as well subscribe to my channel.